Yeah, so I guess today I'm gonna start off this vlog by just reacting to some posts on Reddit real quick. Don't mind me, I've been wearing this shirt 3 days in a row now. But trust me, I'm gonna change today, okay? I'm gonna change today. Don't mind. Sick. So much progress for 2 years. It's got that side taper going on there, and a lot of new growth happening over by the scalp. Wicked set. I guess these would be like high top freeforms at this point. A lot of Congos going on there too. They're looking clean. This definitely looking very clean. A little bit of dryness going on the front hairline, but no big concern. Yeah, those are nice. These are really sick. Someone here asking, how do I get hair like the Weeknd's hair in this picture? And then a couple posts of how their hair is looking. I mean, first and foremost, it's never good to try to attain a certain hairstyle that somebody else has, especially with freeform dreads, because freeforms really take on a mind of their own. They're not going to turn out like any other person because they're doing their own thing. So to forcefully manipulate your hair to look like somebody else's freeform locks is just a easy way to set yourself up for failure, in a sense. Don't expect anything when you're freeforming your hair and just see how they turn out. A guy like The Weeknd, his hair was just naturally formed like that, and I don't really feel like too many people on this face of the earth will ever have their hair form the same way that his did. You know, it's literally just an act of nature that his locks turned out like that. 6 month difference. That's a pretty big difference. Just after 6 months, it went from the short little dreads with the blonde tips, and they've doubled, almost tripled in length in 6 months. So really good progression here, and you just got to keep on staying at this commitment, the lock commitment here, and these dreads, you know, another 6 months down the road, and then another 6 months down the road, and another 6 months down the road, they're gonna continually get better and better. So just stay at it. 18 weeks, what should I do now? Should I add any gel or wax for holding, or continue what I'm doing? Oil and rose water. Definitely no gel. Definitely no wax. I would agree, just continue what you're doing. Rose water, adding oil, and these will turn out fine. It's still way too early in the game. 18 weeks, that's only, you know, 5 months or so. Do exactly what you're doing for another 5 months and tell me where you're at. Here's a quick little lock update. These ones are a lot thinner, dripping wet, so they're gonna be a lot more weighted right now, but definitely looking super clean. At this point, it's either good to shake your head or just use a towel to soak up all that excess moisture. But it's very cool to see the different shapes that dreadlocks take over time. This is interesting. Lock gang, we fuck with the cold or not? I'd rather be at 80 Fahrenheit than 37 Fahrenheit. Truthfully, I like the heat, but I don't like the humidity. I love the cold. I don't like the lack of sunlight though in the winter. So it's really, you know, 50-50 for me, but I'm not against the winter. I love weather. I love climatization, winter storms, thunder, snow, snowboarding, winter hiking, ice skating every day in the winter. And it's ice skating season right now. It makes me want to go out to that rink today. And lastly here, I'm gonna stop right here. Freeforming for 5 years and 8 months. These locks are phenomenal. He's setting off a real Marley vibe. Super thick congos happening at the back. A perfect example of what happens if you just leave your hair to be. Trust the process. Don't separate. Keep your hair clean. You know, don't use any bleach. Don't use any dye. And you know, a natural process for forming locks often does work miracles and will turn out in the long run. You know, and this is 5 years, 8 months. He's going on 6 years. And that's a true sign of some real lock commitment, some real dedication, so to say. Just phenomenal. Phenomenal. Now I tend to hit it with this one. And that's pretty much how I shave. I have to use a dry shaver because if I use a wet shaver, I get all these nasty like ingrown hairs down here, which I don't like, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Took me only less than 10 minutes. All right, what's up? After my shave, I'm just kind of figuring out what I want to do with my day. Mentally, I don't know, it's kind of a blah day, so I'm not really going anywhere to do an adventure. All I've done today is walk my dog a couple times and clean up around the house here. So I wanted to go back to what a commenter said on my original intro video for this DREADMAS series, and Soul Survivor 7166 says they want to see a video giving advice to someone wanting to start a channel talking about locks. I got some advice for you guys, and I'm hoping to try to tell this in kind of like a story. Starting a Dreadlock channel in 2025, I feel like it's a lot harder now than it once used to be. It's very oversaturated in different ways. There's a lot of channels that talk about dreadlocks. Honestly, I feel like if somebody wanted to start a channel nowadays about dreads, they're better off doing it on platforms like Instagram Reels or TikTok, because YouTube doesn't really promote much dreadlock content these days. So it's better to start your community over there, your videos over on social media, and then try and link them to your YouTube channel. So clearly I feel like you should have both. Have a YouTube channel, start your channel up, but post content to social media and your YouTube, hopefully bringing in traffic from social media. And quite honestly, I feel like in 2025, you're going to be better off starting a shorts channel than a long form dreadlock channel. So the main question here is not so much like how to start a YouTube channel. It's more so why you want to start a channel. Because the how is pretty easy. You know, you make an account, you start your channel, you upload your first video, and you bang out content. But there's got to be a good why behind all that. So going back to when I first started YouTube, I already knew how to make videos. I knew how to edit and how to film. Uploading comes pretty easy. That's an easy how. But I had more of a why in mind than anything. Because when I was trying to get dreadlocks myself for the first few years, it was very difficult to find information that was free to the public on how to start my dreads. And anyone that I did find, they were charging for these PDF books or charging for website subscriptions, stuff like that. And I just wanted some free information. So that was my why initially. I wanted to give people that information that took me so hard to find for free, because nobody should have to go through these loopholes to try and get some information that they want. So It wasn't until about 3 years into my dreadlock journey that I decided to start a channel. Truthfully, I guess my other why was because I found out that there was a way to still monetize free information. Because at first, when YouTube came around, I didn't realize that talking head videos back in 2009 were making money. So I figured that, you know, with my information that I want to give out for free to people, it'd be a good chance to get that monetized eventually. And then it's a win-win. People get the information for free, and I kind of get rewarded for my output at the same time. Along with my whys of, you know, wanting to create content for people, to give out free information, and earn a little bit of money on the side, my third why was to build a community. And now, being a part of a community is really endearing. It's really beneficial to have like-minded people around that are either in the same hobbies, have the same thought process, have the same look, the same background, because we can come together and share our experiences. So it was very helpful to be able to have a community of people that were also looking to start their dreadlock journeys and maintain their journeys and grow from their dreadlock journeys. So this was another big reason of why I started my YouTube channel. Social media actually came around the same time I started this channel in like 2010, but it wasn't to the same degree as it is now. Social media now is a beast of a game. With all this short content that is being pushed out, it really put a damper on long form content, and it really put a damper on people's attention spans. So that's why I would say in today's day and age, it's better to make short videos. You're gonna see a lot more progression right off the bat. But unfortunately, with short content comes short minds. And within short minds, you get less attention span. And you also, for some reason, get a lot more of a negative community that is built around this type of content. I experimented with shorts on this channel a year or two ago. I had some success with a few shorts, you know, getting pretty big. But I noticed that the people that were commenting, they weren't the usual long form viewers of the channel. They were these new shorts viewers, and they were just so toxic. And it was like really... it was just such a letdown. I actually had to disable the comments on my biggest shorts because I was tired of opening up my YouTube studio and just seeing negative comments every day. So there's that. Let's put it that way. An interesting thing about having this YouTube channel over all these years has definitely been the people that I've met in person and just online friendships, online personalities, online connections that have been made. Some notable ones are just maybe not so much that they're connections, but they're definitely experiences I've had with people online. And the ones that come to mind to me, first off, are always the people that recognize what I've done on YouTube and they see me in person and they'd be like, yo, I messed with your channel. I've been watching you since I was a kid. And now I'm in my early, like now I'm an adult. You know, you helped me get locks. You helped me learn more about dreadlocks, this and that. Those have always been the most memorable. Secondly, I've had a few experiences where people sending in like, you know, artwork that they've created. Anti-Ferg was a memorable experience. He sent me a painting about 5, 6, 7 years ago that he made of my freeform journey just when it was starting off. And it's crazy now because he's moved on to become a pro skateboarder at this point. And then when I'm playing my PS5, I have him as a character on my skateboarding game. Like it's surreal to see like the growth there. Another one that comes to mind is like talking to a salon, not a salon, talking to a hairstylist that did the hair for Ray Shamerd, Sway Lee. That was an interesting experience. I got an email one day saying, hey, I saw your video about Sway Lee. I'm his hairstylist. And like we kind of just chopped it up for a little bit there. It was always interesting meeting like, you know, people affiliated with the celebrities that I was reviewing at the time. Another big moment that has happened to me over the years from this YouTube channel was talking to Little B, Bass God himself. He must have seen the reviews I was doing on his hair, and he reached out to me via email one day. He left me his phone number. He says, if you ever want to get in contact, just, you know, reach me up, reach out to me. So I texted him a couple times, and like sure enough, we had like a back and forth dialogue. A couple days just like chatting it up about dreadlocks and different celebrities and their hairstyle and their choices and whatnot. Big thing that Little B always said to me that I remember, he said, "Not nation, keep creating the culture." Signed Little B. He just said, keep creating the culture. And like that was important to me. That's like one of the big whys of why I would make a YouTube channel, is to create a culture, create a community. Sometimes these sort of things are what's needed to keep things alive, right? So some memorable experiences. I mean, as of lately, a memorable experience that I've met is actually running into Matt from Ras Kitchen. That was a pretty cool, I think I've run into him about 2 or 3 times around the city now. And it's always been a positive experience meeting Matt. He's in the skateboarding culture, and I'm in like the inline skating culture, so we kind of clash. We kind of mashed up right there. Like that's how we kind of run into each other on a more than often basis, it seems like. And you know, just I guess running into other YouTubers out there in the world. Like no one directly related to dreadlocks, but you know, I've run into guys like Furious Pete, OG YouTuber here from Toronto. I've run into Aziland. I actually ended up on a vacation with her and a bunch of other people for a week, like years before she even became famous. That was weird. Holly Wolf, same scenario, same week actually. Yeah, just, you know, random YouTubers that you wouldn't often or otherwise recognize if you weren't in the YouTube game yourself. And there's so many YouTubers out there, like half the people I've mentioned you might not even heard about before, but it's all the same. YouTube is definitely a passion. Treat it as a hobby. Treat it just as a way to express yourself and have some fun, and hopefully give out your why to the internet, and it will treat you back nicely as well. That's the main thing. So I think that's about all I really wanted to say about it, and those are the stories that I had with creating a dreadlock channel in 2025. And I've always told people to, you know, if you feel like you want to start a channel, go for it. But if you're starting a channel to become famous and rich, don't do it, because chances are it's not going to happen for 99% of the people out there. It's a very oversaturated market, and there's a lot of content creators, and nowadays it's even harder to make it on here than it's ever been before. So you have to be doing it for your why, and that why's got to come from the heart, not from some egotistical place of fame and fortune. So if you have any questions regarding it, definitely ask them down below in the comment section. I am here to answer, and maybe I'll make an update video to this later in the month. And I hope that it's helped.